latest news in North Central Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020.
Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And today, a lot like yesterday, except a lot sunnier today and not quite as windy. We saw some wind gusts yesterday. We'll get to that in a second. Very strong wind. Today, mainly 10 to 20 miles an hour. And as we mentioned, as we look down from our cross camera, it was a beautiful one today with winds, as I said, 10 to 20 miles an hour, temperatures around 70, still below normal, but we're going to get there this week. And speaking of winds yesterday, they were strong all around the area. Some of the strongest wind gusts over in Eniat at 41 miles an hour yesterday. Grant County Airport had a 35 mile an hour wind gust. Ephrata, 39 miles an hour, and over in Douglas County, a 33 mile an hour wind gust. We'll talk more about the possibility for wind this week. And as I mentioned, our temperatures are warming up. That's coming up later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. A two-vehicle accident along Highway 2 in the Monitor area resulted in the death of a local man yesterday. Douglas County Republican Central Committee leaders will meet later this month to make their recommendation for an interim sheriff to succeed Harvey Jesdal. And Okanagan County Sheriff Frank Rogers said his department solved a case of bullying and harassment at Okanagan Middle School, but there's a twist. But first, we begin tonight. It's with great sadness tonight that we report the death of 18-year-old Anthony Wilson. Anthony Wilson was the Eastmont High School student involved in one of the two crashes last Thursday morning. Wilson was the rider of the motorcycle from that June 7th collision in the Clockham Road area. He was airlifted to Central Washington Hospital after suffering a massive head wound. Meanwhile, Eastmont Senior Class President Richmond Rodriguez continues to show signs of improvement as he continues his recovery at Central Washington's intensive care unit. Rodriguez was involved in a separate crash that same morning on the Malaga-Alcoa Highway. He suffered a broken neck, a broken shoulder, and several facial fractures and lacerations. Rodriguez was riding in the back of a pickup when it went off the road and struck a tree, ejecting him. He remains in serious condition. Both teens were traveling home from a traditional Eastmont senior campout in the Clockham. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says neither drugs or alcohol were found to be a factor in either crash. A two-vehicle accident along Highway 2 in the Monitor area resulted in the death of a local man yesterday. It happened in the noon hour when 81-year-old Max A. Gaston of Monitor ran the red light at the Monitor intersection attempting to turn onto Main Street. He was struck by an eastbound SUV driven by 30-year-old Joaquin Arroyo Garibay of Wenatchee. Gaston was transported to Confluence Hospital where he died from his injuries. Garibay was also injured and was also being treated at the same hospital. Douglas County Republican Central Committee leaders will meet later this month to make their recommendation for an interim sheriff to succeed Harvey Jesdal. Jesdal has decided to retire at the end of this month, which requires that an interim sheriff be appointed to serve out the remainder of Jesdal's term. Central Committee Chairman Dave Andrews is calling a formal meeting of the Douglas County Republican Precinct Committee officers to nominate candidates for the sheriff's vacancy.
There will also be a question and answer session where the PCOs will be able to ask questions of the nominee, and at the end of the question and answer session, we'll begin voting, and the candidate with the highest vote total will be our first choice for the replacement, and then on down second and third. And so we'll make those recommendations to the county commissioners for them to make the final decision.
Prospective candidates are encouraged to send a letter of interest and resume to dcrccemail@gmail.com. The meeting of the PCOs will be held at Bethel Baptist Church in East Wenatchee on Saturday, June 23rd at 8:30 a.m. In November, voters will decide between the two formal candidates under Sheriff Kevin Morris and East Wenatchee Police Officer Leon Leidy to be their next full-time sheriff. Well, the Washington State Patrol Academy graduated 40 new troopers last week. Several are joining detachments in Okanagan and Grant counties. Okanagan Detachment 2 will be welcoming 3 brand new troopers. Trooper Travis A. Mason, who is originally from Mount Vernon, Trooper Dexter M. Beard, who is originally from Sumas, and Trooper Alec J. Baker from Spokane. The Basin Detachment in Moses Lake welcomes Trooper Dean E. Atkinson, who is originally from Walla Walla. Basin Detachment 4 will be welcoming Trooper Cody M. Fath, who is originally from Puyallup, and Trooper Adrian L. Jones from Spokane. Well, in a press release on Friday, Okanagan County Sheriff Frank Rogers said his department solved a case of bullying and harassment at Okanagan Middle School, but there's a twist. In late March, the student reported to school officials and an anonymous harassing note was placed in the student's notebook while that student was left unattended in a classroom. School officials then reviewed handwriting samples from all 6th grade students. An Okanagan County Sheriff's Office detective requested the original anonymous note, which was then sent to the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab for analysis. 2 months later, on May 16th, Okanagan County Sheriff's Office received the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab report, which indicated in part that the student that received the anonymous note probably did write the note. Detectives then interviewed the student last week, who ultimately admitted to personally writing the note. The student indicated that the night before they wrote the note that the student got into an argument with a sibling that made that student feel bad. A juvenile offense referral form was submitted to Okanagan County Prosecutor's Office regarding that student for the offense of false reporting. Coming up next, a 28-year-old Monroe woman was killed last night in a one-vehicle rollover on I-90 about 3 miles west of Cle Elum. Chelan County PUD reports an old scam is making the rounds again. And beginning today and lasting for several days, the Chelan County PUD will be conducting high-tech aerial surveys of area transmission lines. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
Vominos junk haulers, big or small, they haul it all. Vominos junk haulers are experienced at hauling junk from your household items to yard and construction debris. That old hot tub and eyesore, Vominos, will make it Vominos. Recycling is a priority to Vominos junk haulers. They'll haul away your old appliances and electronics. And for the do-it-yourselfers, Vominos Junk Haulers also rents trucks and trailers. Call Vominos Junk Haulers and Moving Service today to schedule your free estimate.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Welcome back. In another news, a 28-year-old Monroe woman was killed last night in a one-vehicle rollover on I-90 about 3 miles west of Cle Elum. State Patrol Trooper Brian Moore says the woman was driving erratically east on I-90 around 11 p.m. when she veered to the left, hit a median, overcorrected, and rolled. Trooper Moore says the woman was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from her car before being struck by a Toyota Prius. The woman died at the scene. Chelan County PUD reports an old scam is making the rounds again. This time they say the scam phone calls have targeted Spanish-speaking customers. The caller claims that immediate payment by Green Dot card is required or power will be disconnected. Don't fall for it. The PUD has produced a short public service video to warn customers of the scam.
Hi, I'm Anna from the PUD, and we want you to know that scammers may contact you and try to scare you by saying you owe money to the PUD. They will tell you that you must make an immediate payment or your power will be cut off. You should know that the PUD would never call you and demand an immediate payment over the phone. Scammers will tell you to buy a prepaid credit card or a green dot card and then want you to call them back and give them the card information. Don't do it. Never give your banking, credit card, or social security information over the phone unless you made the call to the utility and know who you are talking to. And never let someone into your home who says they are from the PUD unless they have proper identification or you have made an arrangement with us to have someone come to your house. Your safety and account security is very important to us. If you get a call demanding payment or someone shows up at your house or business unexpectedly, call us immediately. If someone is at your house without proper utility identification, call 911.
When in doubt, hang up and call the PUD. Call 509-663-8121 during business hours or 877-783-8123 nights and weekends. Well, beginning today and lasting for several days, the Chelan County PUD will be conducting high-tech aerial surveys of area transmission lines. The helicopter flights will cover lines in the upper Wenatchee Valley between Kashmir and Lake Wenatchee, then followed by flights over Lake Chelan to Manson. Crews on the flights will take pictures and gather information to help PUD engineers maintain reliable electric service to the county. The aerial surveys could take up to 2 weeks to complete, and the helicopters will fly twice along each transmission line. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
It turns out, some people are more likely to do well at charter college and succeed in a new career. So, what's this charter type? Charter types are go-getters. Charter types follow through. Charter types love a challenge. If you're a hard worker looking for a fast path to a better career, you're just our type. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
My story starts out with, I was addicted to meth for over 25 years, and I decided that's it, that I was no longer ever going to touch the drug ever again. Goodwill was the first place that I came to. The skills that are given to me, I will be able to succeed every day that I'm there. So that gave me the confidence that I can do this job. When you donate to Goodwill, you're helping people just like me. I love my work. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy Monday. The Washington Huskies advanced to the College World Series in Omaha for the first time in program history after a wild one in the Super Regional with Cal State Fullerton on Sunday. The back-and-forth game saw the Huskies survive a 3-run top of the ninth to tie it in the bottom of the ninth. Then they survived a home run in the top of the 10th to tie it again. Then again survived a run in the top of the 11th to come back and take advantage of 2 errors in the bottom of the 11th, score twice, and win. Sunday's was the third game of the best-of-3 series. Washington won on Friday, lost on Saturday. That forced a Game 3 on Sunday. Huskies join Oregon State, North Carolina, Mississippi State at the College World Series. The other 4 entrants to be determined today. Wenatchee Apple Sox had a lot of downtime to get to know the greater Portland area over the weekend, as all 3 games with the Pickles were rained out. They'll make up 2 of those games today in a doubleheader, the first of which already underway, the second one coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. The game that was supposed to be with Gresham has been canceled. Well, the rest of the West Coast League's North Division were able to play on Sunday. Let's take a look at what happened there as Bellingham beat Port Angeles 10-6 to salvage the final game of that series. Cowlitz edged Kelowna 9-8 and Yakima Valley beat Bend 9-2. So Wenatchee's still at 2-1 and WCL play sits in second place, a game behind Portland Port Angeles and Yakima Valley, who are both 6-3. Bellingham statistically tied with Wenatchee at 5-4. Victoria a game and a half back at 3-3. Kelowna is 2.5 games back at 2-4. Kyle Seager broke a 3-3 tie with a 2-run home run at the top of the 7th, and the Mariners hung on to beat Tampa Bay 5-4 at Tropicana Field on Sunday. Nelson Cruz started the scoring in the second with a leadoff home run. Mike Zunino tied it in the 6th with a 2-run shot. Edwin Diaz came on in the 9th and allowed 2 hits before Mitch Haniger threw out Johnny Field at home plate to end the game. Manager Scott Service says, well, that's not how you dialed it up, but it worked just the same.
Crazy play to end the game. I often see it end that way. But, Hannah got a nice recovery, made a very accurate throw. And as a catcher, he's got to make sure you catch the ball. You have a feel for where the runner's at, as he certainly did. He slowed it down, caught the ball, and secured it, made sure. Big final out. Really good road trip for us. Outstanding. And they go on his road trips, hope to win series. We split the first one in Houston, but finished strong here. Anxious to get back home.
It was Diaz's 23rd save of the season to back the win for starter James Paxton. Big Maple earned his 6th victory on the mound, going 7 innings, allowing 3 runs on 5 hits and 10 strikeouts. Service said he almost went to the bullpen, but Paxton was able to turn it around.
Pax, I wasn't feeling great early on, but he went more fastball, curveball. Felt better, got the fastball life, came back for him a little bit. So really thought he well-earned victory. Sometimes Pax was out there and can just dominate you, and it looks easy. Today wasn't easy at all. And after giving up the 3 runs, they're really knuckled down and really said that's it. And strikeouts are great, but didn't walk anybody today, and pitch count was in check. So it's great to get 7 innings out of them.
Mariners hit 3 home runs on the day, including Seager's 2-run shot, put Seattle in front to stay. Service says Kyle has a knack for hitting long balls off left-handers.
Yeah, Sieg's got history of hitting homers against lefties. He gets in those fastball counts and put a really good swing. I thought Kyle had a really good game offensively. The first 2 balls he hit got caught, but deep into center field. And I was joking with him, just hitting the wrong guy out there. And he made an adjustment. So that was great. And we certainly, the guys again, really grinded through the road trip. I think playing here in Tampa, it's a young team. They got a lot of guys that trying to prove themselves. So getting 3 out of 4 here is great.
Mariners return home tonight to host the Angels at Safeco Field. Wade LeBlanc against Andrew Heaney. Meanwhile, we got this in from Brenda Mandelis. She says that her son, Cameron, and doubles partner Lucas Tilley won the Cusick Cup Championship over the weekend at the Rack. Congratulations. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. In our feature story tonight, seniors at Eastmont and Wenatchee School Districts celebrated their hard work during the commencement ceremonies Friday night. Stacked with several music presentations, attendees at the Wenatchee Apple Bowl got a unique presentation from the faculty speaker, Brian Higgins.
Can I get a beat?
Now it's time for our wrap-up. Let's give it everything we've got. Ready? Begin.
Artificial amateurs, aren't it all amazing? Analytically, I assault, animate things. Broken barriers bounded by the bomb beat. Buildings are broken, basically I'm bombarding. Casually create catastrophes, casualties, canceling cats, got the canopies collapsing. Detonate, dime dank, daily doing dough. Demonstrations, don data on the down low. Eating other editors with each and every energetic, epileptic episode, elevated etiquette. Furious, fat, fabulous, fantastic. Flurries of funk felt feeding the fanatics. Gift got great, global goods gone glorious. Getting godly in this game with the goriest. Hit 'em high, hella high, historical. Hey, Holocaust, Tim Serum, holler at your homeboy. Imitators idolize, I intimidate in an instant. All rise in an irate state. Juiced on my jams like Jerry Curls. jocking joints justly, it's just me writing my journals. Kindly, I'm kindling all kinds of ink on karate kick type Brits in my kingdom. Let me live a long life, lyrically lessons is learn lame louses, just lose to my livery. Mind makes marvelous moves, masses marvel and move, many mock what I mastered. Nap knowing I'm nice naturally, knack never lack, make noise naturally. Operation opposition off, not optional, out of sight, out of mind, wide beaming opticals, perfected poems, powerful punchlines, pummeling petty puddle pumps in my prime. Quite quotes keep quiet, it's quantum. Quarrelers, I got a quarter of a week, gotta really raw raps, rising up rapidly, riding the Russian radioactivity. Super scientifical sound search sought, silencing superfire saps that are soft. Tails 10 times talented, too tough. Take that, challengers, get a tune-up. Universal, unique, untouched, unadulterated, the raw, uncut. Verb vice lord, victorious, valid. Violate vibes that a vein make a vanish. While I'm all well, what a wise wordsmith, just weave it up. Words weeded up on my work, shifts, Xerox, specs, radiation holes, extra large, X height letters, xylophone tones, yellowback, yak, mouth, young ones, yas. Yesterday's lawn yard sale, I yawn. Zigzag zombies, zoom to the zenith, zero and zen thoughts, oversell this rhyme. Zealots!
That was awesome. Keep an eye on our website for the full broadcast of each district's graduation ceremonies at ncwlife.com. We'll be back with the recap of some of our top stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Boating certainly has improved over the years. Check out the new Centurion boats with HD touch vision system and built-in coolers. Centurion is loaded with extras to make boating more fun and more comfortable. Get the best out of summer. Get your boat from Bobfile Boats and Motors. Online at bobfile.com and on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee.
Bobfile Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bobfile's gonna make you smile.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shaman here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Let us make your dream of home ownership a reality. We're here to guide you through the loan process every step of the way. Check out our convenient online application. Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, your home for loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
Join the NCW Life channel for live coverage of the commencement ceremonies for Westside High School June 14th and Wenatchee Valley College June 15th. Coverage brought to you by
the Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and outdoor seating in Leavenworth. Young Bucks Landscaping, save a buck. And by Columbia Valley Community Health with 9 locations in North Central Washington.
Celebrate with the class of 2018 live on your local TV station, NCW Life channel and ncwlife.com.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. Once again, it is with great sadness tonight that we report the death of 18-year-old Anthony Wilson. Anthony Wilson was the Eastmont High School student involved in one of 2 crashes last Thursday morning. Wilson was the rider of the motorcycle from that June 7th collision in the Clockham Road area. He was airlifted to Central Washington Hospital after suffering a massive head wound. Meanwhile, Eastmont Senior Class President Richmond Rodriguez continues to show signs of improvement as he continues his recovery in Central Washington Hospital's intensive care unit. Rodriguez was involved in a separate crash that same morning, this one on the Malaga-Alcoa Highway. He suffered a broken neck, a broken shoulder, and several facial fractures and lacerations. Rodriguez was riding in the back of a pickup when it went off the road and struck a tree, ejecting him. He remains in serious condition. Both teens were traveling home from a traditional Eastmont senior campout in the Clockham. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says neither drugs or alcohol were found to be a factor in either crash. Well, a 2-vehicle accident along Highway 2 in the Monitor area resulted in the death of a local man yesterday. It happened in the noon hour when 81-year-old Max A. Gaston of Monitor ran the red light at the Monitor intersection attempting to turn onto Main Street. He was struck by an eastbound SUV driven by 30-year-old Joaquin Arroyo Garibay of Wenatchee. Gaston was transported to Confluence Hospital where he died from his injuries. Garibay was also injured and was also being treated at that same hospital. Well, beginning today and lasting for several days, the Chelan County PUD will be conducting high-tech aerial surveys of area transmission lines. The helicopter flights will cover lines in the upper Wenatchee Valley between Cashmere and Lake Wenatchee, followed by flights over Lake Chelan to Manson. Crews on the flights will take pictures and gather information to help PUD engineers maintain reliable electric service to the county. The aerial surveys could take up to 2 weeks to complete, and the helicopters will fly twice along each transmission line. Time now for a check of that north central Washington weather forecast. And after a weekend of very cool temperatures and lots of wind, let's take a peek outside our weather window this afternoon, and it was a lot better, that's for sure. We saw significantly more sunshine today as we look down from our Sky-Fi tower cam located near the Cross in East Wenatchee. And what a beautiful shot of the Columbia River and lots of sunshine. We're still seeing breezy conditions out there, but this should all improve as we make our way through the work week. Let's take a look now at our surface loop. Back to our temperature maps again this week, because not much precipitation, in fact none, is headed our way over the next several days. This is what we're seeing today. Cool temperatures, yellows, remember 60s, green mainly in the 50s, and those oranges in the 80-degree area. Tomorrow we'll begin to see a warm up. Temperatures will get into the mid and upper 70s around the Wenatchee area. As we move into the middle of the week, we'll see an increase in clouds, especially late in the day on Wednesday and into Thursday as a weak cold front moves through from west to east. No rain associated with this, but it will bring us a bit of a cool down both on, well, Thursday especially by 4 p.m. We'll probably be back down into the 60s, but as we end our work week on Friday, the beginning of a very nice warm up where we will see temperatures back into the middle and upper 70s. We're talking 80s, folks, for the weekend, and maybe even 90s as we get into next week. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. And tonight we'll drop down to a mild 50 degrees. Tomorrow increasing clouds and warmer, 79 for a high temperature. Wednesday back to the winds ahead of that cold front that'll move through. 77 our high for midweek. On Thursday, mostly sunny. It will be a bit cooler, mild at 74. Keep in mind 77 is our normal. We'll be about normal for Friday with sunny skies and 78. And then the warm up begins just in time for the weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday, we will see high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, sunny skies, and low temperatures in the low 60s. So it should be a beautiful week ahead. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with your host, Dan Kuntz, and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Paprika mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Lake Chelan Mailboxes is a small place with a lot to offer. Job one is shipping and receiving from A to Z. They pack it, they label it, they ship it. But did you know we also offer notary service, online computer access, legal forms, copies, greeting cards, and of course, mailboxes. Chelan Mailboxes, Everything you need in one small package.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas. And introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniac. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.